What's up, everybody? This is Scotty H for my new YouTube channel. This is the Philadelphia Fan Frenzy. All right, I'm here to talk about Philly sports, anything Philly sports. Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, the Soul, who just won the Arena Bowl, the Eagles, everything Philly sports. I'm here for you guys. I like talking to people. I like talking about Philly sports. I like talking about, debating Cowboys, NFC East, Atlanta, whatever. So in the bio, I got my email and my Twitter handle. Hit me with some comments, some questions, have my opinions. I like debating with people. I'm going to try to post a video at least once a week, especially now that it's football season. Maybe going over the upcoming game, and then once the season starts, I'll go over the previous game and look on to the upcoming game. Quick note, Phillies, I love them, right there, boom. But, you guys are still rebuilding, season's coming to an end. Reese Hoskins looks like the real deal. J.P. Crawford coming up, see what he's got. Nick Williams, Aaron Altair. I think that the future's bright for the squad, especially if we're going to take another year and then make a run for a Manny Machado, Bryce Harper, whatever. So, since basketball season and hockey season are around the corner, and not here yet, we're here to talk about these guys right here. Boom. Philadelphia Eagles. Basically, season opener, kickoff 1 p.m. in Washington, FedEx Stadium. Let's go. All right, past couple years, Washington has straight up owned us, unfortunately. Kirk Cousins, for whatever reason, still hasn't been signed to a long-term deal by Washington. And I think he ends up in San Fran next year because that man just doesn't want to play under a franchise tag. But anyway, that's the way that rolls. So let's get into some stats real quick. Last year, we played 2 games, 0-2 against them. Ryan Kerrigan. This man is a monster. I mean, he's got 58.5 sacks since coming into the league 6 years ago. And last year, after Lane Johnson got suspended, this man just dominated. I mean, we had to throw a rookie in there, Big V, Vitae. And first game, Kerrigan gave him everything he could handle. 2.5 sacks that game, I believe. And in the second game, it fared a little bit better. Vitae did, but Kerrigan still was able to pull Wentz down for a sack. So this is a big matchup coming up. Kerrigan against Lane Johnson, because Lane Johnson is not Vitae. Lane Johnson is established, one of the best right tackles, one of the best tackles in the game. Period. So that'll be a match to just keep an eye on. Again, it's that's going to be huge because we got to keep Wentz upright with his new weapons, Alshon, Torrey Smith. We got Garrett Blunt. That's going to be huge for him to have time in the pocket and the O-line to establish a run game and break open holes and everything. That's what our game's going to live and die on. So that's that for that. Again, Kirk Cousins against our secondary. I don't care what anybody says. Look, you can not like Kirk Cousins. You can like him. I mean, a lot of people don't like him, but he's a solid quarterback, and he is. Flat out, he's a solid quarterback, especially when he plays our secondary, unfortunately, because he's tuned us up to 1,579 yards, 12 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions over 5 games. That's pretty ridiculous. He's got a 102.9 quarterback rating, which is unreal. But difference this year is we don't have fill-ins. Traded Jordan Matthews for Ronald Darby. Now, I know Jordan Matthews was a fan favorite, but they weren't. He's a slot receiver. He's one of the top 3 slot receivers in the game, granted. However, he was going to want number 1 money. The Eagles were not going to pay him number 1 money when most of his success comes from the slot. Just my opinion. You guys are welcome to disagree with me. Anyway, this is how I see it. We got Ronald Darby, club control for another 2 years, and he's a solid starting cornerback. We can leave him on the island, put him against Terrell Pryor, put him against Jameson Crowder. I think he takes a lot away from what Kirk Cousins is going to be able to do on the outside. Opposite him, Jalen Mills. I think Jalen Mills was probably a top 3 round pick if he didn't have his off-field issues when he came out in the draft. I like him a lot. He's physical. He's smart. Still played last year. He played like a rookie. Everybody, Pro Football Focus graded him as the worst cornerback. Guess what? He's a starting cornerback as a rookie. Not many guys are doing that against, a teams that throw the football like the NFC East. You got Dak throwing the ball, Dez, you got Odell Beckham and Sterling Shepard, and now Brandon Marshall in New York. Last year, you had Deshaun Jackson and Pierre Garçon jumping, and Jameson Crowder jumping in there along with Jordan Reed. So I don't really put too much into that, especially now with Dawkins jumping in and helping the secondary guys, which is awesome. I was a big believer. Dawkins is my favorite player of all time. I believe he should have been a coach the second he retired, because he brings that mentality that I'm just going to rip your face off mentality to that secondary. And that's what that needs. It needs that killer instinct, in my opinion. So hopefully it's better than last year. Hopefully we can tune him up a little bit. And, we'll see how that goes. Moving on. Carson Wentz got some gifts this offseason. All right. Alshon Jeffrey, big guy, big target. 6'3", 218 pounds. He can twist his body. He can go up. I was at the preseason practices. He looked great. Preseason games, there wasn't much. You're not game planning in preseason. But Carson Wentz looked good. Torrey Smith is still going to be the burner he was. Everybody said he was down after San Francisco. But, come on. San Francisco, who's throwing him the ball? You got Colin Kaepernick, who is probably better than some of the starters in the league for the lower tier teams. But he's still Colin Kaepernick. Then what was the other guy? The long-haired guy from Missouri. I don't know his name because he's a bum. Whatever. Anyway, you got to look at that. They weren't used right. Now, when you had a strong-armed quarterback, Joe Flacco, this man was tops in the league in yards per catch. Kind of makes sense. Now we got a strong-armed quarterback, younger guy who's not afraid to take a shot downfield now. I like it. Also, Nelson Aguilar seems to have turned the corner. I don't want to put too much faith in it because I was one of the guys saying, yo, get rid of him. Let's cut him. Get him out of here. But, it seems he's really focused this offseason, and it's kind of nice to see him stepping up. I don't think he's going to have a blowout year, but I think he could top. I think 600 receiving yards is, for a slot receiver, I'll take that. 600 receiving yards, get the tough first down. I'll be happy with that. Zach Ertz. First time he's going to have in his career, in his professional career, the same quarterback going into the following season. Bear with me here. Now look, he's turned it up towards the end of the year. Every year he's been in the league. But I think this year is the real year he dominates because he's a big guy. He knows how to run. He can catch anything thrown his way. He's got a big range. And he's got rapport now with Carson Wentz. Now that Carson Wentz was his quarterback all last year, feeds right back into this year. See what I'm saying? Because when Ertz started, he had, Sanchez. Then he had somebody else. I forget. Foles, Sanchez, and then Bradford. Now he's got, I think it's going to be huge for him this year. Brent Selleck, best pass blocking tight end in the league. I'd love to see him retire as an Eagle, but I think this year is his last year because his cap hit's just not gonna. It's gonna push him out of the way. Trey Burton, huge special teams player. Big on him. He's a big body guy. He's built like Zach Ertz. We'll see what happens. I think Wentz really likes him, and we'll see what goes on with that. Also, somebody me and one of my good friends are really high on is Mac Hollins. You saw him in the first preseason game. Stiff arm from hell, 2 guys, boom, boom, right to his first touchdown. Granted, it's preseason. It doesn't count towards the NFL season. But I think that guy's going to surprise you. I think he comes up with some huge plays this year, and I think it's going to be big. Granted, he's got a lot of guys on the depth chart ahead of him, but he's going to get his playing time, especially once he starts showing on special teams, which is where mainly what they drafted him for is for that, so he can get experience and then develop into a receiver. Big body kid, fast, strong. See what he's got. All right, next up. I was talking about Jeffrey earlier. Alshon Jeffrey. Eagles' new number one receiver, against the man Josh Norman. Hey, last year Washington played Chicago, and Jeffrey tuned him up. Not gonna lie, I don't think he had a touchdown, but he did go five catches for 92 yards. That's an 18.4 yard per catch average. I'll take that, because you get me in the red zone, guess what? LeGarrette Blount or big guy, big fan, Corey Clement coming in, boom, carry it, goal line, touchdown, let's go. But only difference there, Josh Norman actually had 2 picks in that game. Difference being, he didn't have Carson Wentz throwing the ball. He had Matt Barkley, former Eagle. But Matt Barkley is me compared to Carson Wentz. It's just my opinion. Anyway, so that's that. I think that's another big matchup to watch. So we got Lane Johnson against Kerrigan. We got Alshon Jeffrey against Josh Norman. Big matchups. Another big matchup, the Eagles D-line, which I think is one of the top 3 units in the league by far, against the Washington O-line, who was very solid, actually. They keep Kirk Cousins upright. They play together. They don't have many injuries. They're solid. At this point, Trent Williams and Morgan Moses, they are basically on the same level tier as Lane Johnson and what's his name? The big guy. You know what I'm talking about. I can't remember his name right now. Whatever. I've had a couple beers. Don't judge me. But our D-line, starting Vinny Curry, Fletcher Cox, Timmy Jernigan, with Brandon Graham on the outside. Those right there. And then you can rotate in Derek Barnett and Chris Long. Oh, man. Then you got, our D-line is just going to be unbelievable. I think it's safe to say I think they top 50 sacks this year. I think it's just natural. Fletcher Cox is going to continue to draw the double teams. But when you got all these weapons that you can interchange, it's just going to be bad. I think it's going to be a real good year for the defensive line. Last year, I think they ranked 15th overall as a defense, but the defensive line, I believe, was top 10. I want to see that jump up to top 3, and I think they can do it, because it's going to be brutal. You got Jordan Hicks roaming the middle linebacker spot, and he's the quarterback of the defense. I tell you what, man, that kid is cerebral. He's big. He's always around the ball. It's just it's all over the place. He's great. Najee Good. Or not Najee Good. Guy who got arrested for frickin' the gun charge down in Florida. Nigel Bradham. That's him. He's another solid one. Michael Kendricks. Michael Kendricks has been all over the field in the preseason. Jim Schwartz is finally letting his athleticism take command, and that man, he had a hell of a preseason. I, for one, thought he was going to be traded after the preseason, but he's still in, and it just makes our defense that much better. I like it. You guys might. I don't. Whatever. Hey, I'll take it though. Let's see. What else did I have for you? My prediction. I believe on the road, Eagles are going to be fired up for this game. I'm going to get... Oh, sorry. Damn. Going to go running backs. I forgot to talk about my running backs. All right. Kept 5 this year. You got Blunt, Sproles, Smallwood, Pumphrey, and Clement. Clement had a solid offseason. This man was just churning out yardage. Undrafted rookie out of Wisconsin, and hometown boy, grew up in South Jersey, and I think he's the back of the future, unless we get a high draft pick this year, which I hope we don't. But Pumphrey wasted a 4th round pick on him. The guy's 5'9", 170 pounds. Can't ask a guy that size to block. Everybody's, Darren Sproles is small. Darren Sproles is 5'5", and he's 200 pounds. So he's 4 inches shorter and 30 pounds heavier. That's a lot of difference in leverage. Me, I'm a small guy. I'm 5'5". I only weigh buck 60. You know what I mean? So I'm not blocking nobody that's coming at me 300 pounds that runs a 4.6. Not going to happen. I got Pumphrey. I was expecting them to injury reserve him so he could bulk up in the offseason. But, hey, they kept him. They like him on special teams. They like him in the slot and receiver packages. I support it. I like to see what happens. Kid does have potential. He's explosive, but he didn't show it in the preseason. I think that's why they kept him, because they see what we don't in practice. Again, Clement's going to get his touches. That is a big boy. I believe he's 5'10", 215, light on his feet. He came into camp 15 pounds lighter. I mean, he wants it, and he made the team because of it. I like him. I like him a lot. Blunt, a lot of people expected him to be cut because of his poor showing in preseason. Guys got to remember why he was brought here. He was brought here for 3rd and short, 4th and short, goal line. That's what the man does. He's 230 pounds and just, I'm going to run you over. That's what he does. Smallwood, I know they're still high on him last year. He had some flashes. That made him look good. But we'll see how the Eagles use him. I know Doug Peterson said they were going to go with the hot hand, which I like that idea. You know, don't make a starter. Whoever scores, Blunt scores 2 touchdowns and runs for 86 yards. Guess what? He's the hot hand. But Darren Sproles, always dangerous. Every facet of the game, slot, punt return, kick return, whatever. This man can score from everywhere. And I think this year he goes out with a bang for his last year before retirement. He's already announced he's done. I can't wait to see what he's going to do because it's his swan song and he's going to make it count. Anyway, now finally back to my prediction. All right, Philly going to DC in Redskins' house. It's going to be a close game. I don't think either quarterback's going to light it up. I think they might combine. I mean, they both might throw for 300, but I think it's better that each of them probably is going to go for 250 or less. Kirk Cousins probably 2 touchdowns and an interception. I think Wentz throws 1 touchdown. But the run game's going to score it. Run games, we're going to have a couple. I think we get a special teams touchdown. I think we get 2 scores on the ground. D-line, I think the D-line gets 3 sacks for us. My opinion, I think Derek Barnett comes out on fire, gets his first. Brandon Graham gets his first. And I think Fletcher Cox gets in there. Turnovers, I'd like to see us win the turnover battle. I think we win the turnover battle +1. And the final score, in my opinion, I'm gonna go 27-24 for my boys, Bird Gang. See what happens. We're 0-5 against them. Let's see what happens. Go Birds. Like, comment, share the video. Again, you can Twitter, hit me up, ask me questions. I'm down to talk to everybody. I'm here to talk to other fans. That's it. This is for me having fun. Let's go Birds.